Yo, what's up, guys? Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting here. And whether you're watching on the YouTube, watching on the Chatternet, or watching live on Twitch, I want to let you know I love you, baby. That's right. We're doing another weekly recap where we're going to upload this episode over to the podcast on Chatternet. Shout out to Chatternet and Jumperscape.com. Jumperscape has done a great job of bringing together 14 different creators. I'm one of them for some daily Halo content, daily Halo podcast coming at you. I covered the HCS news, but there's plenty of others, including achievement hunters and all that good stuff. And just so you know, if you want to get at me, if you want to leave a message or a text message with a comment or a complaint or an emotional outburst, you can reach me at 206-278-5795. That's 206-278-5795. Let them know that your message is for Tony or why not. There's a 2-minute limit for the voicemail, so don't make it too long or send a text message and I'll get to your comments or concerns on the next episode. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it, guys. Your weekly recap. We're going to talk about all the things that has happened here in the HCS, and let's start off hot. Let's start off freaking hot. Hoaxer no longer with Native Gaming. This right here was a surprise to me right off the rip. Native Gaming, fantastic organization. I've been loving the way that they've been moving. They've been doing their thing. They've been they've had some great rosters, some good rosters, and some rosters that really underperformed, for lack of a better term. But one pickup that I really enjoyed from them was them bringing Hoaxer as a coach, because he's incredible. Dude is smart. Dude can grind the game, is played at a top level as well. So both as a player and a coach, he has seen success. And you know, even before he got over to Native Gaming, you know, he was doing this thing with, you know, Cloud9, winning freaking rings, bro. Bringing that level of experience and knowledge to the game, I am really surprised that Native are letting us go a different direction. And as of right now, I have no idea what the hell Native Gaming are doing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no clue. They released Tapping Buttons and Gilkey. APG is still on the roster, but you know, there's rumors about him coaching. There's rumors about him being a content creator. There's rumors about him actually playing and continuing his professional career. No idea what's happening there. Barcode is a restricted free agent, so apparently there's some yellow or red tape to try. If you want Barcode, you know, you have to go through some hurdles, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. So technically APG and Barcode on the roster, and Hoaxer was there, and I think Hoaxer's a piece that, like, no matter what team you bring along, unless they're bringing their own team, he's a plug and play, a plug and fit type of coach where he can add value to any given team. So that tells me that maybe they are targeting a team that already has a coach. So if you remember not too long ago, Mento had tweeted out that he's going to be competing alongside Soul Snipe, Cherished, and Talik, and they have Coach Trey Try. Trey Try's also been with Native Game before. What if Native are targeting them? And that's the reason they don't have room for a coach like Hoaxer. Because they already have a coach. They have someone they want to rock with already. I also know that, you know, Trippy, Suppressed, and Falcated, along with, I'm sorry, I want to say Dead Zone, but now Collect. I'm sorry, I said Collect in my chat right now. Now, going back to Penguin. Going back to Penguin. Maybe that's a roster that Hoaxer goes to, because Hoaxer has had experience with Penguin, who was going by Dead Zone last year, but he has experience with them. He could definitely add value. I'm sure they're boys. I'm sure they're cool. Maybe that's where Hoaxer ends up going next. Maybe, just maybe, I mean, he said free agent, so not a situation where he like found a spot and Native are releasing him so that he can sign with another organization. Like, he literally tweeted out that he's a free agent and he's open to exploring coaching opportunities, building a roster, and or assisting in finding a strong, driven, and committed roster, a home for an organization to field going into the 4th season of the HCS, right out of his own mouth. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure exactly where Hoaxer ends up going, but again, a super, super talented player, talented coach, talented mind for the game. And I know no matter where he goes, he's going to add value. And now you have the second coach who have won rings, who are looking for homes. So don't forget, Royal One's on that list as well. When we talked about this last week, but when Frosty and Royal 2 joined Last Shot and Psycho on Shopify Rebellion, they already had Coach Bestman on there. That's a long-term investment for Shopify Rebellion, so that ultimately left Royal One without a home. We have two, and honestly, many fantastic coaches right now that are looking for organizations, that are looking for teams, and I hope they find homes quickly, because it's just way too much talent to not have on a roster. But again, long story short, Hoaxer now a free agent, no longer with Native Gaming. And again, I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea what Native are looking to do. We talked about last week, we talked about Shopify Rebellion fully announcing their roster. What do you guys think? Are Shopify Rebellion a top roster in the league? Are they top 4? Are they top 3? Do you have them making multiple grand finals? Do you have them winning a tournament or multiple tournaments on LAN? We're going to talk about them a little bit more later on the actual episode here, and what our first look at Shopify Rebellion ended up looking like. We also talked about, obviously, the rumored SSG roster, and rumors have it that the rumor is going to be fully announced later this month, later January. Haven't heard about when Optic could be announcing, but at the end of the day, we know what these rosters are supposed to be looking like. We know that most likely Optic are going to look like Formal, Renegade, Bound, and Legend. We know Space Station Gaming is going to look like Lucid, Snakebite, Eco, and Stellar. We pretty much almost guaranteed this at this point. Obviously not confirmed, so it's still quote unquote a rumor, but come on, guys. Come on, guys. You know what's going on. We've been doing this for too long. We're going into year 4. We know what's going on. Lots of craziness happening. We talked about some of the roster mania, but I want to talk about what these rosters actually have looked like, because we've actually had multiple off-season tournaments that have happened so far. And I'm going to jump to the Forge Hub 5K at first, and I want to give a couple of shout-outs here. Was it a 5K? Was it a 10? How much money was on the line here? I know it was big money. I know there was big money on the line. For the Forge Hub community has made these incredible maps, have hosted some incredible contests in order to find out what the best maps are, and have thrown tournaments to test those maps. And I think that's actually incredible. We had also 12 incredible teams that signed up. So I want to give a couple of shout outs to a few of them. In third place, Prison Break, who are the rumored complexity roster. Spartan, Precision, Huss, and Breaking Shot. Third place for this squad. They've been putting in the work. Also want to give a shout out to Interstellar. Drunk and Soulstipe have been absolutely running these tournaments. A lot of times they signed up with Bound. A lot of times they signed up with Renegade. I think this tournament they signed up with both. I think this tournament they literally signed up with both. I think it was Drunk, Renegade, Bound, and Soulstipe finishing second place. And maybe for the first time, we have a new Forge Hub champion. In Quantum Mechanics, gotta give a shout out to Cycle, Last Shot, Collect, and Monster. We have, again, Last Shot and Cycle competing under Shopify Rebellions. Not sure exactly what's gonna happen with Collect and Monster. Are they free agents? Are they going to be doing a little something together? Honestly, I don't know. I think they competed in another tournament alongside Boo Boo Doo together as well. So maybe something is being formed there. I don't know. But either way, I want to give a shout out to them and talk about the fact that their stock is rising. In a field, we're going into year 4 of the HCS where there's been Rosetermania all over the place. Literally all over the place. You have Collect and Monster during this offseason doing their damn thing. Gotta show some love there. And maybe we see them do something together. Maybe we see them play alongside and try out the team that was running in that 4v4 offseason tournament. I don't know. We're going to talk about them a little bit. In fact, let's talk about them right now. Our first 4v4 HCS offseason tournament happened, and it was great. It was fantastic. It was a little appetizer for what is to expect going into year 4 of the HCS. You had teams that had all-star rosters. We even had an official roster, a couple of them signing up. Let's talk about them a little bit. So we had GBX signed up, with Renegade bound, rumored to be on the Optic roster, Tusk rumored to be coaching that Optic roster, and Suppressed, who was announced to be teaming with Trippy and I want to say Dead Zone now, but it's back to Penguin, and the crew. GBX signed up for that roster. We're going to talk about them for a little bit. Shopify Rebellion came in full roster. Shopify Rebellion came in with their full roster. Last Shot, Psycho, Frosty, and World 2. A team going by Strongholds. Soul Snipe, Cherished, Tolic, and supposed to be Mental as their 4th, but they actually had Druck, longtime best friend of Soul Snipe, and obviously long time playing with Tolic as well. I'm sure they're very good friends as well. Strongholds came in. Peepa came in, so not only reuniting Druck and Soul Snipe, but also reuniting Legend alongside Sika and Chick. How long were they playing on that Ascend roster, on that quadrant roster? They come together because Legend is visiting family back home in France, so he competed with his boys. This was international tournament, by the way. Everybody could sign up. And they joined Mighties to make up Peepa. Prison Break, we talked about them sparring, Breaking Shot, Huss, and Precision was signed up. And then Grinch, the one that stole Christmas, was signed up as well. Boo Boo Doo Boo, Monster, Manny, and Collect. And again, we talked about Collect and Monster also teaming together for the 5K. I'm not saying, they're guaranteed going to be doing it up, but I'm just saying where there's smoke, there's fire. Who knows? Who knows? The signs might be there. And of course, Dark Inside. You got Envor, Ezzo, Descendant, and Piggy. One of the only rosters, probably the only roster that stayed the same from last year's Worlds coming into this year. Collect actually putting in the chat, we're not. Well, yeah, I tried, guys. You got the intel live. But yeah, let's talk about this roster, the 4v4 off-season tournament. Let's get right into it, and let's get right into it. Collect's in the stream. Shout out to Collect. Not only winning the Forge Up tournament, but we're going to talk about their matchup against GBX and the upset right off the rip. Grinch, Boo Boo Doo Boo, Collect, Mania, Monster taking down GBX earlier than expected in the winner's bracket. Renegade, Bound, Suppressed, and Tusk going down to the lower bracket courtesy of a 2-1 in favor of Grinch. Yes, all of these matches were a best of 3 until going to the grand finals, by the way. Grinch, huge win for them. Meanwhile, I think another I would think this is an upset. Into the Breach, not even coming with their full roster, they get a 2-0 over Strongholds. SLG wasn't playing. What was it? I think it was Sticka that was playing. And you had Into the Breach coming down and taking down Tolic, Druk, Cherished, and Soul Snipe. Big win for them. By the way, ITB, Wootsum, Snipe Drone, Sticka, and Glories. Want to make sure I get that out there. My fault. Scrolling down, we have Pippa with the 2-1 over Dead Inside. I did Dead Inside are really, really good, and we're going to talk about them probably more through the lower bracket because I thought they had a great tournament. They took one off of Pippa, but Legend reuniting with Sika and Chick, they know their playstyles extremely well. And Mighty's coming in fitting in like a glove. It was a 2-1 in favor of Pippa, who take down Dead Inside, excuse me. Shopify Rebellion with a 2-1 over Prison Break. I don't know if I would call that exactly an upset. I think Prison Break are very good. I think Shopify Rebellion could be top 3 in the world. Grinch with a 2 over Into the Breach. Upset? Maybe not. I mean, it was a good matchup, but it was a 2-0 in favor of Grinch taking down Into the Breach. After that, we had Shopify Rebellion with a 2-1 over Pippa. I'm not going to call that an upset. I like Pippa a lot. You gotta know I love Legend. I love the storyline of Legend reunited with Sika and Chick. But again, Shopify Rebellion, top 3 in the world. They also 2-0 Grinch to make it into the grand finals through the winner's side. And that forces us to switch things up over towards the lower bracket. We're going to talk a little bit about GBX. Again, Renegade Bound, Suppressed, and Tusk. Let me make sure I got that right. I'm going to open this up real quick. Renegade Bound, Suppressed, and Tusk going up against Strongholds, and Stronghold eventually coming out with the 2-1 win. Yes, I know it's best of 3s. I know you guys are going to get mad at me because when it comes to important matchups, you guys hate best of 3s. I'm just talking about it, okay? You can be mad at me all you want. I didn't play. I'm just talking about the fact that Strongholds came off with a pretty damn good upset. And then Pippa coming out and beating them 2-1 right after that. I don't know what the servers and connections and stuff were like, but good win for Pippa. Good win for Pippa. Dead Inside 2-1 over Prison Break. That's an upset. I know Dead Inside are great, but Prison Break, I mean, I have them having a great matchup against each other, but I think most people probably would have said Prison Break on paper should have won that game, or won that matchup, I should say. But Dead Inside are good. I think a lot of people are going to be undervaluing them. 2-1 in favor of Dead Inside. Would love to see those round 9s between GBX and Strongholds and Dead Inside and Prison Break go to a best of 5. I'm not saying it would have been a different result. I think it just would have been really good to watch that. Dead Inside then following up by not only taking down Prison Break, but then 2-0ing Into the Breach. Dead Inside had an amazing tournament. They exceeded expectations, if you ask me. Maybe if you ask them, they already knew. You know, they gonna have that confidence. They're gonna have that swagger. I ain't mad at that whatsoever. I'm just saying, you know, us as fans, we looked at Dead Inside and we knew they were, you know, a good team. But Dead Inside right now are flirting around with being a great team. They got the risk. They flirting with it. But Dead Inside then end up running into Pippa, and you know, Legend comes in and he just does legendary things. We did see Pippa come off with the 2-0 over Dead Inside, but then get 2-0'd themselves by Grinch. Boo Boo Doobu collect Manny and Monster, taking down Pippa and Mighty's, Legend, Sika, and Chick in order to propel themselves into the grand finals to go up against the Shopify Rebellion roster to take them into a, wasn't this a best of 5? Why did I say 2-1? It might have been a 3-1, because I'm pretty sure this was a best of 5. Pretty sure Grand Finals was a best of 5, but either way, Shopify Rebellion able to win it. I believe we almost got a bracket reset. I wanted a bracket reset as well, but Shopify Rebellion came in with fully loaded. And Shopify Rebellion end up winning that. Dumpy's Jones says, I feel like it might have been a 3-2. Me too, because I feel like I even remember saying that this was almost a reset. I'm pretty sure this went to a game 5 as well. I'm like 90% sure, because I remember this was almost a reset, but it was just scored incorrectly. I'm going to say this was a 3-2, and in fact, Collector's in the live chat confirming that it did go to a game 5. So game 5, it went to. We didn't exactly get the bracket reset, but we did get Shopify Rebellion winning that. What's crazy is that my memory's so bad, I think I casted this matchup. I definitely casted this matchup. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, Shopify Rebellion came in fully loaded. I will say, though, Shopify Rebellion won the tournament. I'm not taking anything away from them. What I'm viewing this as a team that I view as top 3 in the world. We noticed some early signs of what plagued FaZe last year coming into the early offseason this year. And I'm going to premise this by saying it's definitely the first time they've played together. So don't put too much into this. I also want to premise it by saying that their clutch factor was great. That we also saw the clutchness that we saw FaZe had last year. But as far as the objective efficiency, we did not see it early on. We saw teams take wins off of Shopify Rebellion in objectives that when you looked on paper, they should have 2-0'd, in my opinion. We saw teams able to, like Grinch, bring them to a game 5 again because of the objective. So again, it's super early, I know, but this is what we do. We talk about this stuff, and I would say super early on, we saw a bit of a lackluster performance in the objective than what we wanted to see. But I also will say I saw some shining light in that. We saw World 2 playing a bunch of objectives. My man was playing he was playing the ball. And he was not only playing the ball, but he made a crazy play. I was behind the pole. We had ball in hands. It was time was winding down to the final seconds. He ends up jiggle peeking around the pole to make it 73-73. He trades out his life, I think, with a melee and dies. But then somebody's able to come in, get the final second that they need. I think they probably played the ball off the map, and they pretty much ended up winning because of a ball play that World 2 made by just juking around the pole, jiggle peeking and whatnot. And I'm over here like, okay. World 2 proving that he could play a little objective himself. But like I said, I think that's one thing that they're probably going to work on in the film review early on is what do they have to do to become more objective efficient and to get better in these objectives and win matches that they're ultimately supposed to win. So Shopify Rebellion did win their first tournament. But I'm saying if we're going to be, hyper critical about them, because we do have them, I think most do, as a top 3 team in the world, maybe even better than that. We got to be a little hypercritical at times. I think I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But what I am trying to say is year 4 is exciting, man. Year 4 is about to be here. I know I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. Make sure you let me know by hitting up the phone line, 206-278-5795. Again, that is 206-278-5795. You can leave a voicemail, 2-minute limit, or you can leave a text message, and I'll get to your questions, comments, or concerns on the next episode. Gotta give a shout out to ChatterNet and specifically Jumperscape for bringing me onto this project. We have 14 different creators making up 14 different podcasts. I come on the ChatterNet once every other week, but you also see my content on the YouTube. You can see it live on Twitch. A lot of you guys are probably watching on YouTube right now. What's up, YouTube? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're watching on the Spotify, the Apple Music, like I said, leave a text, leave a voicemail on the phone line. And if you're on the Twitch, I love you, baby. Don't forget to sub while you're there. Guys, that's your episode. Peace out.